Hey everyone, I decided to document my trip and all my travels with a video blog, mainly because I thought that a written blog would be not so interesting, and I don't really like to read, so everything's in video these days, so I thought it might be a bit easier and it might be a bit quicker too. So basically I just wanted to make a blog for anyone that wanted some information on travel, maybe wanted to travel in the future and maybe could learn a few things of the things that I learned of traveling. And if you had any questions, you're more than welcome to ask as well, and I can probably make this a weekly thing or something like that if people are interested and you have questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out. So basically today I just wanted to go through my trip as a whole, just a quick brief, and give you all the things that I went through. So firstly I went to Bali, so that was an Auckland to Sydney and then to Bali trip, and then I spent 2 weeks in Bali, and then I went afterwards to Beijing. After Beijing, after 10 days in Beijing, which was really cool, I went to Milan, and that was also by myself. So Beijing and Milan were by myself, and then I went afterwards, after Milan, after 4 days in Milan, I went to Venice, and in Venice I met up with my Top Deck group, and that was when I started my Top Deck tour. And that was a 19-day Top Deck tour through Europe, and I started in Venice and ended in London. So it went through Venice, Croatia, Slovakia, Budapest, Prague, Krakow, Berlin, Copenhagen, Hamburg, Amsterdam, Bruges, and then through France, through the port of France at Calais, and we caught a boat over to Dover in England, and then we drove into London. So all of that took 19 days, and we went through all of Eastern Europe, and I spent about a week in London, and then after that week I went to Paris, and I spent a week in Paris, and then following that I went down to Barcelona, and I spent a week in Barcelona, and after that I went back up to London for 3 days to meet Sandra for her birthday. And then after those 3 days I finally left London, and that was the end of my Europe trip, and I went to New York on the way home. So I had 1 week left in America, and that started with 3 days in New York, followed by 4 days in California. And the 4 days in California was a really cool ending to my trip because I got to spend some time with some cousins that I haven't seen. Plus I also got to end my whole trip at Disneyland, which is really magical. And then after those 4 days in California, I made my way home. And that was my whole trip. Pretty awesome. And I'll never forget it. So I thought I might just quickly blog my whole trip, just so that I have a structure to build on for my next video. And my next video, which I'll probably make next week, is about how I traveled around the world on a carry-on bag. What? What? What did I say? What? What was that? Yeah, a carry-on bag. If you don't believe me, I'll show you next week. See you later.